Before we get into today's video, I need you to understand something. What I'm about to explain isn't some conspiracy theory or clickbait speculation. This is about a genuine crisis that developed over the past 72 hours that could shut down American manufacturing within weeks. I'm talking about Tesla potentially halting car production, Apple facing iPhone shortages, and here's the kicker, our own military running into problems building defense systems. The culprit? A metal you probably don't think about, silver. Now I know what you're thinking. Silver, really? That's what we are worried about? Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why this might be one of the most underreported stories of 2026. Let's get into it. Here's where things get wild. China just pulled off something unprecedented this past weekend. They've essentially nationalized their entire silver industry. Every mine, every refinery, everything. And here's why that matters. China handles about 70% of the world's silver refining capacity. Think about that for a second. 7 out of every 10 ounces of refined silver on planet Earth comes from Chinese facilities. And as of this weekend, none of that is being exported anymore. Zero. They've declared silver a strategic resource and cut off the rest of the world. Now let's do some basic math here. If 70% of global supply just vanished, that leaves 30% for everyone else, right? But here's the problem. Europe alone needs more than 30% of global production just for their industries. Add in North America, Japan, South Korea and other manufacturing hubs, and you're looking at total demand that's roughly 180% of the available supply that's left. This isn't a situation where prices go up a little and everything balances out. This is a fundamental mismatch between what exists and what's needed. So let me walk you through what actually went down between Friday evening and Monday morning, because this is where it gets crazy. Late Saturday night, the Shanghai Gold Exchange, which is basically Asia's biggest precious metals marketplace, made an announcement. They declared force majeure on silver contracts for February and March. For those who don't know, force majeure is legal speak for we literally cannot fulfill our obligations due to circumstances beyond our control. Translation? They're telling buyers, we know you paid us for 47 million ounces of silver. We can't deliver it. Sorry. Then, early Sunday morning in London, 3 major precious metals dealers sent out nearly identical messages to their big institutional clients. The message essentially said they are suspending orders for physical silver over 1,000 ounces. These aren't small-time operations. These are firms that have been moving metal around the globe for decades, and they are telling customers the shelves are bare. But wait, it gets weirder. Sunday evening, COMEX, that's the major commodities exchange in New York, reported what they called a routine inventory adjustment, except there was nothing routine about it. Their registered silver inventory dropped by 8.7 million ounces over the weekend. To put that in perspective, normal weekend movement is maybe 50,000 to 100,000 ounces. This was 87 times larger than normal. And here's something interesting. Flight tracking data shows 6 massive cargo planes, we're talking Antonov AN-124s, which are designed for heavy, valuable cargo, departed Newark Airport between late Saturday night and early Sunday morning. Destination? Eastern Europe and Central Asia. These planes can carry 150 tons each. Do the math on 900 total tons of cargo at current silver prices, and you're looking at roughly $870 million in value. Somebody moved a lot of precious metals out of the United States in the middle of the night when markets were closed. Now this morning, Reuters published something buried deep in their commodities section that most people probably missed. Switzerland's 4 largest silver refineries have suspended operations indefinitely. Why does Switzerland matter? Because they process about 1,800 tons of silver every year, taking raw material from mines worldwide and turning it into the refined bars and products that manufacturers actually use. The official explanation is temporary supply chain disruptions. But industry sources are saying something different. They are saying these refineries shut down because they literally cannot get raw silver from their usual suppliers anymore. Remember that whole China nationalization thing I mentioned? Yeah, that's the real reason. When Swiss refineries go dark, this isn't just a European problem. This affects North American manufacturers, electronics companies worldwide, and basically any industry that depends on refined silver. Alright, so maybe you're still thinking, okay, but who really needs silver that badly? Let me break down exactly why this matters. Every Tesla Model S that rolls off the production line at Gigafactory Nevada uses 47 ounces of silver. Their monthly production target is 6,800 vehicles. which means they need about 319,600 ounces of silver every single month just for that one model. Here's the problem. Tesla's main supplier, which gets silver through Chinese refineries, sent them a notice Sunday night cancelling all deliveries for the next 6 months. Tesla's current inventory? About 45 days worth. After that, Model S production stops unless they can find silver somewhere else. Apple's situation is even tighter. The iPhone 16 requires 0.3 ounces of silver in its A18 chip. With 16.7 million units planned for Q1 production, Apple needs 5 million ounces over the next 90 days. Their main suppliers, which rely heavily on those Swiss refineries I just mentioned, told them this morning that all contracted deliveries are suspended. Apple has roughly 30 days of inventory left. But here's what really concerns me. Defense systems. Every Patriot missile uses 8 ounces of silver in its guidance systems. Each F-35 fighter jet requires 800 ounces in its avionics and electronics. The US military consumes over 8.5 million ounces annually for weapons systems. And defense contractors are getting the same message as Tesla and Apple. The metal isn't available. This creates a genuine national security issue when our military capabilities depend on a material now controlled by a geopolitical competitor. So what's being done about this? Well, according to reports, the Biden administration held an emergency meeting Sunday evening about invoking the Defense Production Act. That's the law that lets the government essentially take control of private industry for national security purposes. But here's the catch. The DPA can only allocate resources that exist. It can't magically create silver that isn't there. US domestic silver production is roughly 200 tons per year. That represents less than 15% of our total industrial consumption. Even if the government seized every ounce of domestically produced silver for military use, it wouldn't be enough to meet defense requirements, and it would leave civilian manufacturers with absolutely nothing from domestic sources. Think about what that means. We produce 15% of what we need. We used to make up the difference through imports and refined metal from places like China and Switzerland. Both of those pipelines just got shut off. Now let's talk about what happens when markets open. Silver futures are already up 4% in pre-market trading, showing $83.40 per ounce. But here's the thing, that number doesn't reflect the reality of what's actually happening. This isn't like a normal commodity rally, where prices rise, demand falls a bit, new supply comes online, and everything balances out. This is different for one critical reason. Silver isn't optional for these industries. You can't make a smartphone without silver. You can't build solar panels without it. You can't manufacture electric vehicles without it. These companies can't just say, well, it's too expensive now, we'll wait. They either get the silver or they shut down production. When Tesla's procurement team is authorized to pay up to $150 per ounce to keep the factory running, and Apple's supply chain division can go up to $200 per ounce to avoid iPhone delays, and defense contractors are cleared to pay $500 per ounce to fulfill government contracts. These aren't investment decisions, these are survival decisions. This creates a situation where there's essentially no ceiling on price because the alternative to paying whatever is asked is complete shutdown. And here's what makes it even more chaotic. The trading algorithms that normally provide liquidity in these markets aren't programmed for scenarios where the underlying commodities supply chain completely disappears over a weekend. When these systems hit conditions outside their parameters, they can amplify volatility instead of smoothing it out. We could see circuit breakers trip, trading halts, and price movements that don't follow any traditional technical analysis patterns. Here's what really concerns me about this situation. We're watching silver transition from being a commodity that trades in open markets to being a strategic material that gets allocated by governments based on political relationships rather than price. This is economic warfare playing out in real time. Control the resources, control the industries. Control the industries, control economic power. The companies that secure silver inventory this week will continue operating. The companies that don't will face shutdowns regardless of how much money they are willing to spend. That's a binary outcome. You either have access or you don't. And it's not just about silver. This is a blueprint. If it can happen with silver, it can happen with lithium, rare earth elements, cobalt, or any other critical material where production is concentrated in a few countries. We're entering an era where resource nationalism becomes the dominant factor in global economics. The old rules about free markets and price discovery don't apply when governments decide certain materials are too strategically important to trade freely. So what should we expect in the coming days and weeks? First, expect more companies to announce production delays or adjustments. They won't necessarily admit it's due to silver shortages. They'll use vague language about supply chain challenges or logistics adjustments. But that's what it is. Second, watch for government intervention. The US, Europe, and other affected countries will likely start implementing emergency measures, whether that's the Defense Production Act here or equivalent powers elsewhere. We might see export restrictions on any remaining silver production, government purchasing programs, or even strategic stockpile releases. Third, there's going to be a scramble for alternative sources. Mining companies that can accelerate production will be under enormous pressure to do so. Recycling operations will ramp up. But here's the reality. You can't just flip a switch and create new silver supply. Mining projects take years to develop. Refineries don't get built overnight. And fourth, and this is the big one, we might see companies start relocating production to countries that have access to silver. If you're a manufacturer and you literally cannot get the materials you need in one location, you move to where you can get them. That means potential job losses, technology transfers, and a fundamental restructuring of where things get made. Look, I know this video has been heavy on the doom and gloom, but I want to be clear. I'm not saying the world is ending. I'm saying we're watching a major shift in how global supply chains and strategic resources work. This situation with silver is a wake-up call. It shows how dependent our modern economy is on materials that most people never think about. It shows how quickly supply chains can break when geopolitical tensions rise. And it shows that in the 21st century, controlling resources might be more powerful than controlling armies. For American manufacturers, this is a crisis that demands immediate attention. For policymakers, this is a lesson about the risks of concentrated supply chains. And for all of us, this is a reminder that the smooth functioning of our modern world depends on complex global systems that can break faster than most people realize. The opening bell is going to ring in a few hours, and when it does, we're going to see how markets react to a situation they've never really faced before. This isn't about inflation or currency concerns or investment demand. This is about genuine scarcity of a material that our industries absolutely need to function. Alright, that's everything I wanted to cover about this developing silver crisis. Do you think this is going to blow over quickly, or are we looking at a long-term restructuring of global supply chains? Are there industries I didn't mention that you think will be affected? And honestly, do you think this story is getting enough media attention, or is it being buried because it's too complex for mainstream coverage? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.